edition of Motor Mouth. We're at the 51st annual Duryea Day here at Boyertown Community Park. I'm Kendra.
I'm Dan.
And it's a great day.
And is that why we are not in the diner today?
That is why we're not in the diner. I haven't even been to the museum
We're
today.
outside.
I know.
There's trees.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Sunshine. A little spritz of rain earlier, but it stopped. Didn't actually rain. So I think we have a good turnout. We got a great lineup today of stuff
Great
to look
lineup.
at.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know how many cars appeared here yet today. Maybe we'll find out by the time we're done filming.
A lot. And it's really neat because as they're coming in, I was sort of watching, and eclectic, I believe is the correct word. It's a mixture of all different kinds.
Yep.
And hopefully the ones we have today, you'll think the same way because they're just all sorts of things.
So I'm ready to hear some great stories about some great cars. So why don't we start out?
Okay.
All right, we're going to meet you at our first car today.
All right. Okay, here's our first car we're going to be talking about. This is a 31 Packard, and Dick owns this. And tell us a couple little things about the car that are kind of unique.
Well, Packard made several different series of automobiles in 1931. They made actually 3 series. This is the Super 8, or what they call the Deluxe 8 series. This is the 385 cubic inch engine on a 140 inch wheelbase. They made a smaller, what they called the 8, which was a 133 inch wheelbase with a smaller 320 inch engine. And they made a larger 845 series Packard, which is the same engine as this, but with a longer wheelbase of 145 inches, and that one was reserved just for limousines and town sedans. So in a roadster like this is the largest of the roadsters you could buy in that day. They made 154 of them. This is serial number 78.
Now, and you say roadster, and it only seats 2 people?
Well, it has a rumble seat.
3?
Packard called it a 4-passenger because there's 2 people that can fit in the rumble seat and 2 up forward, so it's a 4-passenger.
Right. But it's a big car for...
They don't come much bigger.
No.
When you drive it, you know it's a big car.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It drives very well because Packard's engines have amazing torque, and you can idle these down to 10 miles an hour in high gear and go around corners. But they're hard to steer. The brakes are good, but they're hard pedal. And you know you're driving a 5,000-pound car.
And you drove it here today?
Of course.
Okay. And you live quite a distance. What is that, 40 miles maybe?
Approximately 40 miles.
So it's you probably feel it by the end of the day in your arms during the thing?
Not so much. I had a 1914 Packard earlier that I traded for this car 11 years ago, and that car beat you up. That was a hard car to drive. Okay. This is easy compared to that.
Did you restore this yourself, or?
No, this was restored in 1976 by a good friend of mine who sold it in 1980, and I just kept track of where this car was over the years. It went to France in one of the owners, and then came back to this country, and it showed up in a California auction in 2001. And it didn't sell at that auction, but the owner can put it over in the Studebaker Packard Museum in South Bend, Indiana on display. And I had a fellow that wanted my 1914 Packard in the worst way, and he kept calling me every 6 months to buy it, and I finally said, look, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you even up. You go get that 31 Packard out of that museum, and I'll swap you even up for the car. He was from Nebraska, and darn if he didn't do that. He went out, got the car, brought it in, and we swapped cars, and I got this one, and he took mine.
So, and you say this was restored in the 70s, you said?
1976. This was a Grand Classic winner from the Classic Car Club, and also won the Parkin Award from the AACA for that year for the best Packard shown. It has won all the awards it could win at that time. It's just been maintained in good condition since then. I've had to do some plating and some paint work just to keep it updated, and some upholstery. Yeah. But it's basically as it was.
It looks great.
It's beautiful.
Well, it was done originally as it should, with an original nitrocellulose lacquer. It appears as Packard would have appeared in 1931. This does not have modern paints on it, which look too glossy and too wet looking. This has the original nitrocellulose materials and the original leather interior. The rugs and the soft top boot were copied from an original car, so they match the stitching patterns and materials as this car originally had. So it appears as it would have in 1931. The accessories that you see on it are original to that period. The side covers, the chrome wire wheels, white wall tires. The driving lights up forward. They're all period accessories of 1931.
Okay. Wonderful car. Thanks for bringing it.
Fun to drive. I've had Fords and Corvettes and other cars which I still own, but the Packard, when you get in it, it just feels like luxury. You know, when you're driving this car, this was as good as it got in 1931 from a domestic manufacturer. It's as good as it got. And Packard justifiably earned their reputation as the finest luxury car of the period. They were far ahead of Cadillac in that era.
Well, you look good when you were driving in this morning. I mean,
the Packard makes anybody look good.
You look like somebody.
No,
so.
The Packard makes anybody look good. So
I have to say, Packards are my favorite, and I just love the styling on them, and there's some great pinstriping here along the hood that the camera's going to have to catch for us. It's a well thought out car, looks-wise.
There are many cars of this era which have similar bodies. I know it's roadster bodies, Cadillacs and Chryslers and whatever. And they all look okay, but I think Packard just hit the dimensions almost perfectly. It's a perfect blend of the styling elements to form a beautiful car.
It really is.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for bringing it.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, right here we have the 1936 Ford owned by Larry Reber. This is Larry, and this is your car. And I talked to Larry a little while ago about his car, and it's pretty unique. And one of the unique things is you're the second owner.
That's right.
So we have a vehicle here that's 80 years old, second owner.
That's impressive.
So tell me about, how did you get this car? I mean,
well, I was friends with the boys, and their father passed away, and then the mother had sale, and I asked the boys, "Are you interested in that car?" And they said, "No, we don't want it." I said, "Okay, well then I'm gonna buy it," and then I bought it at the sale.
Okay, okay, and it's all original.
Yes.
And you told me about that, and one of the interesting things I thought about the originality of it is the paint. And you were telling me that it has basically 2 shades of paint or 2 types of paint. And mention about that.
Well, I'm not sure which way it is, but I know that the fenders were painted separately, and I don't know if they're lacquer or not, but they fade over the years, and the rest of the car don't. So, and I'm not the only one that has that problem.
So you look at this car here, and you'll see most of the body is pretty nice, shiny black paint, and the fenders are sort of faded and you know, kind of dull, and that's from the difference. So, so with the second owner, okay, how long have you had this yourself?
I have it since 1973.
Okay, 73. So that's quite a bit of time. So do you drive it a lot? Is there a lot of maintenance to it to keep it going, or?
No, there ain't a whole lot of maintenance. Just greasing and oil change, and every once in a while some other little things. Like last night I came home with it, and the gas gauge, well, I went and filled it up with gas, and I thought, now this is funny that the gas gauge didn't move no further. So I went and took the gas gauge out of the car, out of the tank, and of course, like before, I ran across this before, there's a float on the end of the gauge, and that had some little pinholes in and filled up with gas, and then it didn't work. So I took it out, and I had another float at home, so I put that on, and now it works.
Okay. And the interior is original, and
that's
everything.
Original.
Everything.
Wow.
I could show it to you. I have to just take them blue covers
Right,
off, and then
right.
you can see the material. But it's ripped at some places, but
Original air in the tires?
yeah.
No,
No,
you know,
because it's not the original tires.
okay. Once in a while, I read about a very old car, maybe not as old as this, but we'll say something from the 60s or 70s, and they say, we got the original tires on. And I'm thinking, wow, because, you know, tires, the rubber dry rots and stuff, and kind of scary, I guess, but, so.
Yeah, I don't know either how they
So
do
do
that,
you
but-
drive it a lot? I mean, you put a
Well,
lot of miles
in
on
the
it?
summertime, I go to car shows and stuff. Other than that, I don't drive it too much. So
Okay.
I might get 1,000 miles on in a summer. Just depends how far.
Yeah. Okay.
partials are, you know.
Okay. So, all right. Well, thanks for bringing it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been coming here pretty many years. I'm not sure how many, but I make it down.
You know, it's kind of a unique car. I mean, even if there was a whole line of Fords from this era, I mean, how many original ones are there? You know, not many.
No, not many.
And as I'm saying
that's really impressive.
As I'm saying, there's another one over there. So, we won't say it.
But what other show could you see too?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what else to say, really.
Yeah. Okay, well, you said it all.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it. I appreciate
thank
it.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well now we have Carl Metzger here with us, but two cars, as I understand.
Not one.
The first is a 67, I believe you told me.
67.
All right, a 67 Firebird. What can you tell us about this beautiful car? I got the engine open here too for everybody to see.
Well, this is the only 6-month car in '67. They come out late to stick up with the Mustangs because the Mustangs were out in '64, I think it was. So they had to compare something to it. And they come out a half a year, 2.5 years later, but they finally got a Firebird out that would compete towards that. And it's been totally restored when I had bought it and off frame. And it's a nice car, rides nice, and that's all I can say about it. It's a nice car. It's actually my wife's car, not mine.
Okay.
We should clarify that.
In there, so.
I had to get my wife in there. Yes, I did.
I have to ask you something. Now, you mentioned, you know, about the Camaro and Firebird coming out after the Mustang. Did the Firebird and Camaro come out at the same time, or was there a little?
Camaro was out, I think, in '65.
Okay.
64.
No, Camaro. No, that was the '67 also. The Camaro was.
67.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure
All right.
on the Camaros.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just curious about that.
No,
so.
but I do know that with the Firebirds and stuff, they had to try to compete with Ford with the Mustangs.
Right. So.
And that's why they come up with them.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And so you say you did the restoration of this yourself?
I bought this all off frame. It was
Okay.
nice, and the guy that restored it, he took his time, but when he painted it, there was a couple bugs flying around, and it sort of destroyed the paint job. So yes, I did have it repainted because naturally it gets worse and worse. You get a little hole, it keeps getting dirtier and dirtier. You can't get it out, so you have to get it repainted. Yes, the motor's original since it's all original. I even have the original carburetor that come off of it. It's matching numbers.
Okay.
So it's
And 326 in it. So
yes, it is it is a rare. It's a plain Firebird because it's a 326 two-barrel with an automatic on the tree.
Okay.
Which most of them are on the console, you know, floor shift or else automatic on the floor. This is on the column. Which makes them.
Okay.
I seen one car up at McCungy this year that was basically the sister to this or brother, and the only difference was they had a bench seat and this has buckets.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it was also a nice looking car.
Yeah. This is nice. I've seen your car before. I've talked to you about the car earlier times, so this is neat.
The only thing, I put red line tires on. See, you can do anything to a car as long as you could order it from the factory.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that, but as long as, like the 400s come through with the red line tires because they were the big car then. So make it look good, matches the interior.
Yep.
Then when you go with the red line tires now, you have to go with the red centered lugs.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And this hubcap's got to be red.
Okay.
I have a hubcap in the spare tire, which is dark gray.
Okay.
So you can't
right.
use it on.
Got it. All right. Okay.
When you get in there.
Firebird police will be after you.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So then that's a Firebird. You also have another car which is behind me. This is Oldsmobile.
Yes,
55.
Yes.
Which is really neat, and I like the colors of this. And you have to talk about the color.
It's regal maroon and shell beige is the colors.
Which to me looks like it's red and cream.
Right.
But you know, what am I? Who am I? Yeah.
Right. It's just like they name any color, right?
Right.
You know.
Okay. And it has kind of an odd color to the interior.
Yes, it does. The color don't quite match, everybody thinks. However, when I'm driving down the highway, I'm looking out over this beige hood, and green and beige goes beautiful together.
Sure.
So I don't mind it. I think it's neat. And everybody else sees the red and the beige. Till they look in, they call it my Christmas tree car.
It's unique.
And now you said that green is stock.
It is stock.
It is a stock color, factory color, with the cream and red, or whatever.
Regal maroon or shell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those cars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you work on this yourself, or?
Technically, I had it repainted. Okay, about 2 years ago. As far as the engine, I repainted the motor and cleaned that up and got that all right after the guy painted. I painted the firewall with the motor in and stuff. But the engine, I just turned 99,000. I got 99,085 miles on her.
Okay.
And I hope I don't have to take her apart.
Okay.
See, I bought it I've been showing it for 17 years. I bought it with 67,000 miles on it. So I'm up to 99.87.
Okay.
And it's treated me well.
Yeah. So that sounds like you use it quite often.
I try to use it every weekend.
Yeah.
That's my weekend car.
Good. All right.
Yep. I don't travel. I used to go upstate a lot. Where I had to get up and go figure 2 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Which a lot of shows up there tapered off. A lot of shows that folded up, which I'm glad some staying. So they're a little more local. The furthest I guess I went this year was up to McAdoo.
Okay. Yep. I've heard of that.
Sure.
Yep. The whole for 309 up there. It takes you about 2 hours to get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for bringing both of your cars.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I know we're going to see some up close photos of these now. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
for
we're going to
bringing
take a
them.
closer look.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
You can thank your wife too for
yes.
bringing the car.
Please do.
Yeah.
That's my wife.
Oh. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, here we have Jim Adamson, and he has maybe not a unique car, but it's something you don't see that often anymore, which is a what?
1978 Chevette, just standard base model, 4-door, stick shift, 4-cylinder car, no frills. It's just a 36,000 mile original car. It was one owner before I bought it. It lived its whole life in Cape Cod. The lady that I purchased from, it was her estate. She kept the car up there just for the summers, and then she left it there all winter in a garage.
And no rust.
No rust.
How about that? Out there in the ocean,
Yeah,
almost. So.
Her niece told me that she would personally wax the whole car herself every year before she'd put it away. So.
And it's interesting. I was talking to Jim about this earlier. Is Chevettes, when they were being sold out of the dealership, they were just these little cars that,
they were
an
just
economy car and stuff. And and I had an economy car. They're still around here. I know Kendra has an economy car, and but anyway, it's interesting because enough years goes by. It's almost 40 years now, and there's all these nostalgic people, and I'm sure there's a lot of people come back. Hey, we had one of these when I was a kid, and that sort of thing. Yeah. So you're getting a lot of those comments.
I get a lot of that. Of people like it was their first car, it was their family's second car, and they just oh, mine broke down a lot. Well, they did, but they there was good ones too, and it's just a general little good car that didn't last. They weren't made to last. They were made to be a car for 8 years and goodbye.
So you got this one from Cape Cod, so you were looking for Chevette.
I was just, yeah, I mean, it was, a 79 was my first new car that I bought.
Okay.
And I was eBay one night and just going through the listings and came across this, and like, I just stayed with it till the end of the auction and put one bid in, and I got the car.
You got it.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So it was kind of a nostalgic feeling
Yes,
for you.
for me, yeah.
Your first
Yeah.
car. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, well, why this? It's like, I can't really explain it because it's my first car and I'm just attached to them, you know. It's just my first set of wheels and freedom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't have to worry about breaking down. And so, yeah.
So you say it's all original, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like even
the
under the engine.
Under the engine, I can pop the hood. It's got the GM logos on the heater hoses.
Okay.
The only thing I'd change was the fan belt, just because it needed to be changed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I can show you all that. It's all factory, as the way it came out of the factory. And that's what this label is. See, it's a AACA HPOF, which is certified that all this stuff on this car is at least 65% original to the car.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. And you drive it a lot, or is it just when you want to feel nostalgic?
Yeah, when I have a couple other cars, a Cutlass convertible and a Mercury wagon that I play with too. So they get regular rotations. So.
Okay.
But I do enjoy bringing this out because, you know, people just don't see it. So.
Right.
But they remember it.
They remember it. Yeah, a lot
of
of people remember it. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for bringing it.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Oh, yeah.
We love the show up here. I haven't missed one in probably 20 years. So.
I've heard that, and
That's
people
great.
keep talking about that.
I look forward to this show every year.
Yeah.
So.
And it's interesting, and I think when I talked to you earlier, the cars were kind of still coming in, and you look at them, and there's such a mixture of cars.
Everything, it's just
everything.
You know, you have to really enjoy cars, and a lot of people that are here do. You know, you just, you know, I know you have your Ford faithful and your Chevys, but I just like all of them. So, you know.
So, I mean, even among your Chevy faithfuls, I mean, we got a Chevette. I mean, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's different. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Here we have Joe Opitz, and he has an interesting car. And when I saw this on the pre-registration thing, I says, this is unique. And I mean, we see a lot of unique cars here, Kendra, right?
Yeah,
throughout the
so.
day. But this is like a step above the uniquer, if that's a word. Uniquest. Okay. Okay.
Different.
And anyway, yeah, different. There you go. Joe got it. Anyway, so what we have here is an Anglia, and it's a former race car. So tell me a little bit about it. What kind of racing did it do?
Okay, the car was made in England by Ford Motor Company. It had a 8 horsepower motor, optional 12. And in 1963, we put a GMC truck engine in it and started racing it in 1965. It started racing at the Indianapolis Dragway Strip. That's right across from the Indianapolis Speedway. And it ran in Michigan, Ohio, Indianapolis, moved to New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. It drag raced for all those years, and then it got stored for 40 years before I found the car in sad state of repairs, and it needed my help, so I brought it around alive.
Yeah.
It has now 650 horsepower.
650. Now, there's not much to this car. It's fairly lightweight.
Oh, it was all gutted out to make it as light as possible.
Yeah. And you said how much? 650
now
horsepower?
650 horsepower
Okay.
when it drag raced.
And 6-cylinder engine in it, too.
6-cylinder engine.
And a former truck engine.
Yes.
So.
It had 3 side draft Webers on it, 14-to-1 compression ratio. The timing was set at 49 degrees advanced. It only had first and second gear in it, 57 holes, 488 locked rear, and it held the track record wherever it went.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was asking because the class designation for this is H-gas, as you have on the door. And I asked Joe, what's the H stood for? And you said it was a 6-cylinder class. And people don't realize that 6 cylinders, you know, you can get a lot of speed parts from it. They raced them a lot. I understand they even raced them out in Bonneville and, you know, salt flats out there. But you got the aftermarket parts for it. You know, I was looking at them, you know, like the Clifford heads and such, and it's pretty neat and neat car.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. I see Anglias here and there, but pictures of them, they all have V8s in them.
Right.
And this has a picture, a sign that says, I could have been a V8.
Yep, yep.
And it got more horsepower, and it used to blow off all the V8s.
Okay. Now, were you the one who made it to be able to drive on the road?
Yes.
You the one?
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of changes? I mean, I think you were saying it had no suspension on when you got it.
No suspension.
Like zero.
We couldn't, it didn't have a left motor mount in it. The front wheel bearings were put in without grease. With the 650 horsepower, it had 3 side draft car. Impossible to drive with airplane fuel. So we had to de-horsepower the car, put 2 more gears in the transmission, changed the rear end because it would only go straight. We tried to make a turn,
right,
and the thing would run you right in the ditch. So we made 3 months, day and night, made a lot of changes on it, and we put about close to 1,500 miles on this car since this spring. We take it to church, we go shopping with the car, it goes all over.
Yeah.
Great.
Having a lot of fun. We're trying to wear it out.
Yeah. You wear it out and you get another one, right? Is that the deal?
Well, if I
Is
can't
that the deal
fix
with
it,
your wife?
yeah.
Okay.
I can fix cars.
Okay.
But not people.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I think without suspension, then that's where people start breaking, because
Well,
I guess your body is the suspension.
When we first drove the car, I said to my companion, I said, the only thing that is going to move is you in the seat.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
And it didn't have weather stripping in it, so when we stopped at a light or something, all the fumes would come out and gas you out. So we had to make a lot of those. And now we still have to wear head plugs and ear sets when we drive the car.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's really noisy, but we start out in low gear and shift it right to high. I don't care how high the hill is, pulls it in high gear.
Wow.
Very fast. And it's economical, and we're having a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
It's a different car, you know. You stop at the light, people are going to look at you.
Oh yeah.
So,
And
probably want to race you.
Oh, they all want to egg you on a little bit,
Yeah.
but
They'd probably lose too.
we're the guys over 40. We just try to keep it nice and calm. And
Yeah.
We're here to show the car. We're not to
Right.
race it anymore. It built its history. We're done with history. I've been down the road as fast as I could go. Now we take the back roads and we look at the dogs and the yards and things like that and enjoy the car. And it preserved the history of the car.
Well, we're enjoying the car too. So thanks for bringing it.
And thanks for saving it. It's a
yeah.
good thing you found it.
A
Yeah,
unique
we're
thing.
glad we did. We looked for months for a gasser, and we wanted one with history. And we found it stored in the garage in Scranton it was stored for 40 years.
Yeah.
And brought it home and worked on it day and night, and kept a smile on my face while I was working on it.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay.
That's what it's about.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing it again.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, we've moved into the ball field now, and we're here with Udell, and he's got a beautiful Cougar behind me. Let's tell me a little bit about this car.
Well, 1973 Cougar, powered by a 351 Cleveland, and that's also the car that was in the movies, The Lovely Bones. The brown Cougar you see in there is this one.
Oh, interesting.
Most people said they never heard of the movie, but
I've heard of it. Haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you told me over the phone about it, and I'm thinking, well, I didn't hear about it either. But you know, you have a photograph of the car in the movie, and you have that listed. So
right
now
over there is the photograph.
As soon as I go home tonight, I have to go search for that movie.
How did they find you to borrow your car?
A friend of mine was painting these old Dodge Chargers police cars, and I said, Matt, what are you painting them up for? He said, they're for the movie. And he said, you hear about the movie? I said, no. He said, what year's that old Cougar of yours? I said, 73. He said, give me 4 pictures of it. So I gave him 4 pictures. And this guy, Larry Oscar, works for Philly Photo Car Company. That gets cars for movies in this area. And he gave them to him, and he said, Larry wants to talk to you. Well, I put on another week. He said, Larry wants to talk to you. Well, it just happened Larry come along, and Larry said, what are you doing the 28th and 29th of November? I said, I'm in a movie. He said, you're in a movie? I said, yeah. How do you know that? I said, because you're going to tell me I am. He said, that's right, you're in the movie.
Oh, cool.
He said, be Royersford on the 28th about 10 o'clock in the morning. And boy, was it cold. Both nights. And we worked up from like 10 o'clock in the daytime till 2 the next morning, two nights. And they filmed in Phoenixville, Coatesville.
Yeah, I remember when it came here to town.
Yeah.
Being in the papers and everything.
Yeah, that was 07.
Neat. Very cool.
So to get ready for it, did you have to do anything in your car? Did you have to repaint it all of a sudden, or
Nope,
redo anything?
Never did
Just
nothing.
Pulled it out of the garage.
Yeah, the only thing he did was put a sticker on it, inspection sticker.
Okay.
Which there's none on it now because it's classic or antique. And put a sticker on it, inspection sticker for the 74 year.
Okay.
And they put a license plate on it. And then I tried to keep the license plate, but I didn't get to do that. They took that, but they did let me have the inspection sticker.
I was going to ask about that, you know, if they let you keep it. So.
And in fact, I got a scrapbook made up. There was a contract, one for me and one for the car. And it, all told, paid me almost $900 for 2 days. And
bad.
2 good dinners.
That's right.
2 good dinners, yeah.
That's worth it, I think.
Yeah.
So when you bought the car, was it like this, or did you have to restore it? And
I restored it a lot. I bought it to drive as an extra car. The kid had it down in Norristown. Didn't want to, it needed a water pump. He didn't want to put a water pump on it. So he buys a Lincoln. In the meantime, I bought this, and while I'm buying this, the water pump went out of the Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
So, so then I drove this to work for a while, and then I retired. And after a while, gas got almost $5 a gallon, so I bought a Ford Escort.
Okay. Yeah, little car.
And fixed this up.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I like the color of it, and you know, to me that's brown. You know, but the real color is what again?
Ginger.
Ginger. Okay.
But which ginger I don't know. When I first got paint, they said it's ginger. Then it was light ginger, medium ginger, and dark ginger. So I think I got all 3 colors on the car.
Okay. Yeah. Ginger.
I think you picked it for me because that's about the color of my car.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But it's not. Your car is not called
about
Ginger,
half the
though.
size, probably.
Call your car Marianne from Gilligan's Island. Never mind. So,
They-
anyway, it's a neat car. I like this.
There's not many of them around. It's not the real famous one like John Knapp's 69 over there. But,
Okay.
But it's still a Cougar.
Yeah, and they were growing. You mentioned a 69 over there. I can look real quick, and I'm thinking yours is bigger.
Yeah.
And you get the ones older than 69 when they first came. You know, they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, they couldn't. Seemed like Ford couldn't decide if they wanted a sports car or a family car. What they wanted, they kept changing the size of them. They did the same thing to T-Bird.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. And they ended up boats almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for bringing it. I appreciate
No
this.
problem.
And I've known Udell for a little while here and there, and I saw his name pre-registration, and I'm thinking we have to kind of get him on the show. So I'm glad you brought this. So
Glad
thanks.
to do it.
Yeah.
I don't miss many Duryea days.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yep. Okay, here we have Charlie Valentine with a 62 Chrysler 300 convertible. Did I get it all there?
Yes, you did, yeah.
Yeah, I did it all. Okay, really neat car. I mean, Chrysler 300s are a step up from a regular Chrysler. Am I right with that?
Yes, they are, yes.
And then you had the Chrysler letter cars were even a step above a 300, right?
I have one at home.
You have one at home, okay.
Yes.
And you didn't bring it to Duryea Day.
Well,
why not?
It's under construction.
Oh, okay, that's a good excuse, good excuse. Okay, so this car, nice bright color. Now you parked it in the shade here.
Yes.
But right now there's a lot of sun on it, so it's really kind of jumping out at us.
Yeah.
Did you restore this car yourself?
No, I bought this car in 2002 on eBay.
Okay, okay, an eBay thing.
Yep.
Now I've heard things about eBay. Is it, I mean, there's ways you can check that. You can be pretty confident about it.
Well, this car was down in Bristol, Pennsylvania, so
Okay.
I went down and looked at it.
Okay, so it's not that far.
Yeah, right.
so.
And then I decided I wanted it, and I got it.
Okay, so it was complete as we see it here when you got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, is there any interesting history of it, like the guy who had it raced it in Daytona or
The
something?
car came from Florida at one time, so
Maybe he did race it in Daytona.
maybe he did.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know.
Okay, but it came from Florida.
I
and-
called the car Marilyn. I found pictures of Marilyn Monroe in the
Right.
'62 convertible,
Okay, okay,
and she died in '62. So I just
okay. So that's why.
Yeah,
all
and
right.
I called her Marilyn.
Yeah, I noticed your front license plate, and then you have some signage in the back seat
Right,
there
right.
Concerning Maryland.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
neat car. So, do you drive it a lot?
A lot. Yes, I do.
Okay, I noticed. I believe you have radial tires on it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that helps a lot in traveling there.
Right. It's
So-
a better ride. Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And I put disc brakes on the front to make it better for stopping.
Okay. Yeah. So.
You said you had another Chrysler, so are you just into Chryslers?
Oh, yeah.
Or-
Always had Chrysler products.
Okay.
My dad got me into it.
Now I remember. I know we're not talking about this car now.
Yeah.
But that other Chrysler you mentioned, it's a 61, I think.
61
Okay.
Chrysler 300G.
And it has the
Cross ram.
those cross ram, the tunnel ram things.
Two 4-bar carburetors.
So you have to bring that next
I hope
year.
I can.
Because those engines are really cool.
Well, I've had that car for 19 years, and
Yeah.
I never drove it yet.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well,
It's a project.
Yeah.
low mileage. You're keeping the miles
Right.
down. Yeah.
Well, my first car when I was 16 was a 1961 Chrysler 300G.
Okay.
So I sold
Okay.
that one to a guy in Florida back in '85, and I bought my other car like 19 years ago, and I'm working on it.
So.
And they only made 1,280 of the 300G, so
Right.
I got one of maybe 500 that's left. So it's a rare car. I got the 413. This car has a 413 in it.
Okay.
I just had this engine rebuilt over the winter, and it's running good.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it. Really appreciate it.
I
Appreciate it. All these cars that are
Oh
here
yeah,
at Duryea Day.
beautiful cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I come here every year.
Yep.
It's a
Yep.
great
Okay.
show.
Yep. Okay.
Well, it's a nice looking car. It looks great here in the forest, I
The
think.
forest.
It's good. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And I thank you.
All right, well, we have it's called motorcycles here today. We're going to feature one on the show. And this is Barry, and you brought a beautiful Harley with a sidecar. What year is it?
It's a 1930.
And just tell us a little bit about it. It looks like it's in great shape.
Well, it's been in my family since 1959. My father got it from Wenzel. It started life as a Bethlehem police motorcycle. He restored it back in '59. He died, and then I restored it in about '92.
Gentlemen just came around looking for the black rim glasses. I think we got them for you. Here they are.
This particular motorcycle, it was the first year for what they called the Big Twin. It's a flathead motor, 74 cubic inch. It's the first year for interchangeable wheels. Before, the wheels used to have the drums built right into wheels. Now they changed them, and each wheel will fit on front or back. It was the second year for the dual headlights and the last year. Why they stopped making them, I'm not sure. What else you want to know?
What else do you want to know?
There's still time for you to get
Did you restore it yourself?
Yes, I did. I restored everything but the green paint and the stripes on the bike. I ran out of money, so I had to do the stripes on the sidecar.
Okay.
Right here at the flagpole.
Now the sidecar, is that a Harley sidecar, or is that another manufacturer that?
Harley made the sidecar.
Okay.
Sidecar was a big deal back then because the motorcycle only cost like $375 when a Ford might cost you $500. So they were actually using it for daily transportation, winter and summer. And if you take the gas cap off the right side, there's a long tube on it that you would suck gas out, and you could put raw gas in the cylinders. There's a little thing you turn and put raw gas in the cylinder, which would start it easily in the winter. So Harley had that figured out.
Just came in a couple minutes ago asking about a pair of glasses with black.
What did we forget?
What was that?
What else did we forget?
Oh, I don't know. There was a question, you were just talking about that, and I was thinking, oh, I know, you don't see a lot of older Harleys. I mean, this is from the 30s, 1930s. You don't see many from there. But when you do, you don't see the sidecar. So that makes it pretty unique there. And we have a motorcycle in the museum, not a Harley, but we do have one in the museum with a sidecar. And people comment about that all the time.
I don't think guys like driving them with sidecars because you have to steer them.
Right.
You don't lean. It takes some of the power away from the motorcycle. So that's part of the reason most guys like it without the sidecar.
Yeah. Well, I also think way back in we're talking 1930 or earlier than that, maybe a family couldn't even afford a car.
That's correct.
Or, it's your first vehicle. You didn't care if it had a sidecar or not. You got wheels,
And
so
they used to use them for a family vehicle.
Right.
I mean, you've seen pictures where they have kids on the back of the motorcycle and two kids in the sidecar.
Oh, yeah.
So they used it for daily transportation. My father actually gave me this motorcycle after he died, and he gave me a gift that he never realized, that it wasn't so much the motorcycles, it was the people I met because of the motorcycles.
Right.
I'm the president of Perkiomen chapter of the Antique Motorcycle Club.
Okay.
I have met some of the nicest people in the country just because of motorcycles.
Yeah.
So,
I find that with the old car hobby in general, it's just so neat. And I don't know.
it's the people more than anything else to me.
Yep.
26 East Philadelphia Avenue.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it.
No problem.
I appreciate it. And
Thank you very much.
East Philadelphia Avenue.
Well, we're going to close out the show by going to the truck field. We didn't even get here today until now.
No. And and I'm looking around behind us, in front of us and everything. There are some really neat trucks.
There are.
You know what we ought to do is have enough batteries next year. We could do like a 3-4 hour long show. And now that we got a golf cart we can move around with. But there are so many neat
really
vehicles that are here. We could have interviewed a lot more people.
And we were over here in the truck field a lot last year, and we didn't even get here today. But there's some cool stuff, as always. There's always next year.
There is.
There is. So this was a great day. I still don't know what our numbers are. We didn't hear any updates yet, but it looked pretty full out there.
It looked full, yes.
And some stuff we've never seen before was out there, as always. So if you didn't join us today here at the show, well, I guess I could say shame on you. But hopefully you enjoyed getting a little glimpse of it with our special edition today. And
so when is it next year, so they can mark their calendar? Huh?
The Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, September something.
Yeah. Sometimes it's August.
Yeah.
I think it's September, though.
Okay.
Saturday of Labor Day weekend, always, at Boyertown Park. So if you were here today, thank you for supporting the museum and seeing all this great stuff. And if you didn't, you're watching the show, we thank you for watching the show and hope it entices you to come next year then.
And we'll see you at Diner Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't mention about Diner Day.
I didn't even get to that.
Yeah. That's when? November something?
That's November 5th.
Yeah.
That I remember. There's pie involved, I remember.
Pie.
So, yeah, until then, we'll see you all in October.
Yep. Bye.
Well, Dan, I'm sure you knew that we had a gift shop.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Yeah, so maybe our viewers at home do not know, but, you know, we've got lots of stuff for sale here. Please, if you're looking for like an automotive gift, something with our logo, a past Duryea Day item, those especially, what I last mentioned, the Duryea Day items, you know, those are really pretty good, well marked down too, so you'll find some good deals here. These are from past Duryea days. Especially those glasses, they're really nice because they're nice heavy-duty glasses. I know I break glasses all the time at home, even just putting them in the dishwasher. These are really nice and heavy-duty. We also got lots of stuff with our logo on them. We got nice shirts, sweatshirts, hats, thermoses, coffee mugs, the travel mugs, and also very popular are diner mugs. If you come here for Diner Day, you've been here in the past, you've probably seen us selling those diner mugs. Well, they're not just for sale on Diner Day, they're for sale all the time. And they're really neat. So, you know, come here for that. Postcards, other car stuff like puzzles, if you've got someone you're looking to buy a gift for, automotive, please stop in. And our stuff is really reasonably priced too. So you can't really complain about that.
I have some shirts, and I wear them proudly. Got some hats. I proudly wear that at Hershey.
Yeah.
Make sure people know where I'm from. So.
And we can find you easier.
Well, yeah. So if that's the case, we should have bright green ones.
Have some camo ones.
Yeah.
Camo hats.
But everybody else wears camo hats. So.
But yeah, we've got lots of stuff here. So please, if you're looking for something, a gift for somebody or for yourself, don't forget us. And if you're a member of the museum, you do get a discount on your gift shop purchases. That's another thing. We do have membership levels. They're very reasonable. Individual memberships start at $25. That's a really great value. Members get a quarterly newsletter, and that covers a little bit of everything that goes on here, some history, upcoming events, photos and details from past events. It's good, right? You like the newsletter?
It is, yeah. Especially when I've contributed to it.
Especially your articles. Dan and I will both contribute stuff to the newsletter at times. And members also get into the museum free as many times as you want during the year. And that's a great value. You can come to Diner Day, both Diner Days, and not pay the admission, that means. And we have so many great events coming up this year that membership would come in handy. So, and if you're an individual, come to the museum 5 times, you might as well just buy a membership.
Right.
And then you'll get the newsletter.
Because, and I've noticed in the past couple years that we've kind of ramped up the membership benefits, you know, about having free events and stuff for the members, and so that's pretty good.
It's a great value. So if you have any questions about any of this, the membership, stuff for sale in the gift shop, come visit us here at 85 South Walnut Street or call us at 610-367-2090, and we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm George Parkinson, the head football coach at Boyertown High School.
And you are watching Pioneer Athletic Conference football
on the PCTV network.